Commander.
Hi everyone, it's Assassin321 again, and today I'll be going through the fourth and final part of my installment of the Mass Effect 3 Leviathan DLC. Just a quick recap, just in case you missed any of the previous installments. The first part of this DLC, we go to Dr. Bryson's lab on the Citadel to find out about his theory on the Leviathan of Dis. After his assistant kills Dr. Bryson, you, Commander Sheppard, go to interrogate him, and he then kills himself. Wait, no, he doesn't actually kill himself, he goes into a coma because basically the Leviathan takes control of him and basically puts him in a coma, essentially dead regardless. After that, we go to find the next lead in the case, which was finding Dr. Garnu.
Evasion successful.
We went to the ISO system to get him, and he was on a moon mining planet called Mojave. Once we were there, we went through the base, I guess you'd call it. It was like a mining facility base. And all of the people who were there were indoctrinated by the Leviathan and basically just trying to keep away any intruders or Reaper forces from gaining the whereabouts of the Leviathan of Dis. Once you find Dr. Garnu, you chase him down inside of the mining facility. It's pretty much like the robot chase from like the Mass Effect 3, like very early on. I think it's like the very first mission on Mars. Once you chase him down, you find out that it was really like a clone or something of Dr. Garnu. His body was like taken over or something by indoctrination, and the clone then blows up the little sphere thing. I guess it's like the indoctrination orb or something. From that point on, then we find out about Dr. Ann Bryson, who was Dr. Bryson's daughter, which leads us back to I can't remember the name of the planet, but it was a planet under attack by the Reapers.
Are you here?
And what we had to do is we had to go in and rescue her. Upon rescuing her, she's the last survivor of the like science research team that was sent out to research Leviathan of Dis. We found out that Dr. Ann Bryson was then already indoctrinated, and that will play a key role in the upcoming part.
This is hard.
So that's up to date, and this is the start of the last part of the DLC.
Are you alright?
Yes. No. I don't know. My father and I didn't leave things in a great state.
An argument?
Yes. It was trivial. A disagreement on how to file some of the specimens. I was mad about something else. I don't remember what. I took it out on him. So stupid.
It's alright. I can come back.
No, please. I'm okay. Seeing all this again? He was so obsessed. Crazy sometimes.
I didn't get a chance to know him.
Oh, sometimes I felt the same way. He was a great man. A pioneer. But he could be distant. I felt like an inconvenience growing up.
You sound angry.
I was angry. Still am, I guess. But sometimes, he was so full of stories, he nearly burst. I loved that about him. It's why I signed up for this work. I can't believe he's gone.
We'll figure this out.
We have to. I need to know what's on the other end of that artifact. What he died for.
We need your help. You're our last chance.
You're right. Let me dig into my father's work to see what I can find.
Anne, you sure you're up for this?
Yes. When Leviathan took control of me, I remember being somewhere cold and dark. But my father taught me to never be afraid of the dark.
still amazed your father got his hands on a piece of a Reaper.
He was so excited. Your claims validated years of work.
Did you take appropriate steps to prevent indoctrination?
Of course. It was completely shielded, and we all had regular psyche valves. But now, thanks to the artifact, I'm indoctrinated anyway, aren't I? Might as well be a Arachnite drone waiting for orders from the Queen.
You studied the Arachnite?
I wrote my dissertation on them. My father thought it was a waste of time, but now, it might actually help us understand Leviathan.
In what way?
We think of the Arachnite as telepathic, but there's really no such thing. At short range, the Queen uses pheromones to give orders. At long range, she uses an organic kind of quantum entanglement communicator. Neural activity. It uses the artifact to establish a connection, and then it controls the mind of anyone near it.
We didn't detect any energy emissions from the artifact.
But the Reapers were able to use the artifact to trace Leviathan
It's
somehow.
pretty funny how in Mass
My
Effect
theory
3
is that
they
most
basically
of the
add
time, the
in
artifact simply acts
a
as
lot more
receiver.
feminine features,
We'll
I
only
guess
be
you
able
could
to trace
say.
Leviathan through it when it actively takes
I
control.
think I said in the first video how
As
they
it
like
did on
give
the
every
asteroid.
character like a boob
Right.
job, and then
Unless
they just
it
like
means
emphasize on
something,
the ass.
Leviathan doesn't bother communicating.
Hey, Commander.
I guess
Need a
maybe
hand?
my father
And
had
then
something
James
in common.
I don't even know why
You
James
said
is in this
Leviathan's
part. He just
control
pops out of
similar to
nowhere
a
and is
quantum
like,
entanglement communicator, which is untraceable.
he's not needed.
Yes, but this isn't a natural QEC. Leviathan has to send a pulse through the artifact.
Can be traced.
Right, just like at the dig site. The Reapers were tracing the signal by activating the artifact. My father wanted to be at that dig site. He was getting too old for long digs. But he hated being stuck in the lab. He nearly missed my graduation because he was on a dig. Showed up still wearing his field gear. God, he'd have hated dying here.
What brings you down here, James?
Heard you're closing in on the Reaper killer. Anything that can scare those bastards has to be worth a look.
That's what I'm hoping.
Commander, you see this thing? This is great!
If you continue to dialogue here with James, you can get that little head statue on the Normandy.
They don't turn you into a husk.
I don't know why, I still did it. It's a little creepy, but you know what? It's always good to have like little trophies, I guess, from like parts of games. Like at the end of the video, it will show you the unlocks you get from completing the Leviathan of this DLC. I'll let you guys watch that 'cause I don't want to give anything away. But
Hey, if nobody claims this thing, we could
yeah,
take
there's
it
a
with
special
us.
power now. I think most of you
You know,
guys would
for
like.
research or I don't know, whatever.
All right. Just don't tell anybody.
Nice. You think Esteban will let me set up bowling pins in the cargo bay?
Anne, I know this is hard, but if there's anything more you...
Maybe I can show you.
I'm
What
not
are you
exactly
saying?
sure on how this will
The
come
artifact
out
only
when
sends
I
out a
rendered a
signal when
video,
Leviathan's
but at the moment my
control
computer's actually kind of screwing up.
So that it can control
So
me.
it's giving me
You
a
could
bit
trace the signal.
grainy graphics. I did record this in 720p. It
mean
just
let
might
it
be
take
my
you over?
graphics card.
That's too dangerous.
I actually need to get a new
It's my
graphics
call,
card
not
or
yours.
computer
You said I'm your last chance to
pretty
find this
soon because my
have
one's
no
pretty much
idea what
dying
will
on me
happen.
as is.
If we wait, the Reapers will get to
If any of you actually do
I'm the only
YouTube
one here who's
and
spent enough
have
time with it
uploaded
to do
videos,
this. You're
just give
looking
me
for
a
something to
custom
fight the
build that
Reapers
you
from
guys
within.
have. It works well
looking
because
for
I
the
always
monster
look
that
for
murdered
like
my father.
high-end quality
We still
stuff.
don't know what we're looking
So if you
for.
guys have got any ideas,
Then let's
just
find out.
inbox me that or comment in the video. And yeah,
Commander, this thing we're doing with Anne.
I actually wouldn't
Sounds
mind getting one of those
dangerous as hell.
Alienware computers. I don't know if any of you like
No.
know about it or have heard about
Edie.
them. It's a company by
Energy
Dell,
signature locked in.
and
Waiting
they
for
do a lot of
activation.
really high-end gaming things.
You sure
Not
about this?
sure. My friend has one, but I don't
Yes.
know if it would be better for me to custom build my
sure.
computer,
gonna
or
be
if
right
I'd be
here.
better off just
Okay.
fucking
I'm ready.
buying an Alienware one, because
James,
Alienware ones come like
drop the
pre-built.
containment
You get to choose what you want in
Shield
it,
is dropped.
all of the other stuff,
Artifact
graphics
online.
card, memory, RAM.
Anything?
Nothing
It's
yet.
like building a computer, but it's like a name brand.
Wait.
So if any of you got
There's
any
something.
ideas, just let me know. Definitely, if I could get a faster computer, I'd probably be able to render these videos a lot
No
quicker
trace
and get
yet.
them up. But unfortunately, this computer I've got at the moment is
Signal
like
is
an
tracking.
old one, and
Maintain
it was
connection.
faulty as well. It was
Turn back. The darkness can't be breached.
HP Pavilion, yeah.
Maintain
And there's like a
connection.
big lawsuit
Listen
against
to me.
HP because they gave out like really faulty
Reapers are
parts.
right behind me.
The good thing is the computer's lasting me quite a while anyway.
I've seen what you can do. The war needs you.
There's no war. There's only the harvest.
Edie, do we have enough?
Partial lock. Maintain connection to narrow the search.
You heard her. We got enough. I'm hitting the shield.
Do it.
I would recommend for any of you that go through on Renegade, choose that
You're
option.
right.
If you do have a HD PVR,
Yes.
put it back in a video response because I wouldn't
I
mind
think
seeing
so.
what happens there.
Did we get anything?
Like I say in most of my videos,
take
I always
some
pick
time to
like the
search.
Paragon
Coordinate
choice
sent
and
to
like the
normal.
good choice. I don't really like playing
start.
as like the guy that's a dickhead.
Commander,
I gotta say though, in the
I sense
games,
something
Mass
else.
Effect, Paragon and Renegade isn't like good and
Hang
bad.
on.
Renegade is more like
It knows
being a
we're getting close.
badass rather than the
I
bad
think it
guy.
wants to kill you.
A subtle difference there.
Let's get you some help.
However, Paragon's like always a good moral choice. Doesn't necessarily mean it's the best thing at the time. Like sometimes you could be picked between saving someone's life or letting them die. You'd probably get the Paragon choice there, but the person that was like, say, the sibling would be like, oh, you're a fucking dickhead. Whereas like you've done more for the galaxy.
I found something. These coordinates match our trace of Leviathan.
And I picked two same characters as always. One thing I didn't mention is the fact that I normally pick those two characters up until I get Ashley. Once I get Ashley, I kind of mix it up a little bit because she also gets grenade ability, same as James. And yeah. She's also there as eye candy, strangely enough. Something you always want to do is also make sure you've got the best weapon setup you can. The Widow for me is just what I pick standard anyway. When it comes to giving the teammates weapons, I just try and give them something that they can fire readily and kill. Obviously the teammates, they don't really seem to do too much in the way of actually fighting unless you command them. Most of the stuff you can actually do with them is really just use their powers. The guns can obviously kill stuff, however not readily on insanity difficulty. Something I always do is you never really want to run out of ammo on both your weapons. On insanity, obviously you can run out of ammo, and then you have to rely on your powers. So what you always want to do is make sure you've got like at least 2 to 3 weapons, unless obviously you're playing as a biotic character who has ability to like all the special powers like shock, lift, pull, shockwave. Because if you have the special powers, you can kind of fend off for yourself. But if you're playing as a soldier like I am, all you really have is adrenaline mode and melee and a concussive blast. Concussive blast does do damage. Melee does not
Cortez,
do any damage, pretty much, on insanity, unless you have against really small characters. So that's why I always equip like a widow, sorry, a sniper rifle of some sort. The widow is probably the best one I have unlocked at the moment. Unfortunately, I didn't have the cash to buy the Black Widow from the Spectre Requisitions office. I equipped the M10 Avenger because it's the lightest assault rifle I have. It's completely maxed out, so it's level 10, has all the damage and capacity upgrades. And then I also have a submachine gun. I never use the submachine gun, but since I have the little lightweight materials upgrade for it, it basically weighs only 10% of its original cost. So if I pick one that weighs like fuck all to start with, and use the lightweight parts, I believe I picked the N7 Tempest when I pick it, because it's like one of the lightest and most accurate SMGs, and if you give it the damage upgrade and lightweight materials, you're going to have effectively an extra like 300 bullets, which you'll need if you ever get in a desperate situation to use it.
Guess we're gonna find out.
Status! Some kind of pulse hit us! Systems are shutting down! Brace for impact!
No one's wearing any seatbelts or anything in there. And they just get up like, hey, what was that? When they just hit the fucking deck. I should do that in my car one day. See how I come out.
Everyone all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Not our best entrance, Sheppard.
How's the shuttle, Cortez?
Checking now. I'll see if I can get power restored.
Copy that. We'll look around.
Look at all this. Whatever that pulse was, we're not the first to get hit.
Could be Leviathan's last line of defense.
That's one thing I never actually checked out yet. I haven't even done it still, is look at what the Assault Rifle Omniblade is. I've picked up one when I was at Dr. Bryson's lab in the first video, and I picked up the second one here. I might actually do a video after this is all done and just go through basically the special pickups, like Assault Rifle Omniblade. Like, I don't even know what that is still. I assume it's like probably like a chainsaw like equivalent of like Gears of War thing, like on your assault rifle, maybe a quicker firing time instead of doing the heavy attack.
Explains why no one gets out of here.
Hey, look, more of those orbs. They're always good signs. I would recommend actually going through and reading these PDAs. If you're a Mass Effect fan, it's always good to read them. It gives you a bit more insight into stuff that's happened, and yeah, just dialogue. Well, not dialogue as in like speaking dialogue, but written dialogue. To me, I like finding out little trivial things, I guess, like how these people here like died because they couldn't get off the planet. They also like tried to drink the seawater and vomited.
Any idea how old these are?
At CSEC, they always said the key to decomposition was scanning numbers. Without them, it's quite a while.
One thing I was a little let down by Mass Effect 3 is the fact that you don't get to have Rex in your squad. Like, sure, your company is you on a mission. I'm not going to give away spoilers here, but still, just the fact that you can't have him, like, to me, I try and stick my character in the same, like, I don't know how you would say, method. So in Mass Effect 1, I had my Paragon really high and that obviously, and I kept Rex alive. And I obviously didn't get Ashley to shoot him in the back of the head. But I said that I would help him find a cure for his people, which I did in this game. But just the fact that you don't really get to have Rex, because in Mass Effect 1, I basically only ever bring Rex, Garrus, and Ashley, which was a bit of a difference because Rex was just like a fucking tank. Garrus was a nice sniper rifle guy with weapons and special equipment.
Understood.
Now that I think about it, I really liked Mass Effect 1's power wheel. Yeah, I felt like I had a lot more options to deal with. You obviously had a little harder time upgrading stuff because you
Reapers! They were right behind us!
I think you had like 60 slots all up. I mean, sorry, 60 points you could spend on upgrades. Like you do on Charm, Intimidate, which is like Renegade and Paragon, but the bought upgrades. And if any of you's actually played for it, there's a bunch of abilities that aren't even in Mass Effect 2 or Mass Effect 3 that you wouldn't even know about. But like, there's like, I think it was Overkill, which you can get a fire at like 4 times the rate without overheating, and just a bunch of different upgrades. Like I was saying about the Charm and Intimidate, that came into really key points. Like I was saying, I managed to save Rex, like not get him killed, because I had my Charm and Intimidate to the highest they could have it, as well as Spectre Training, and obviously Spectre Training, if you remember Mass Effect 1, actually gave you an increase to your Charm and Intimidate, added like an extra 2 slots on the each, which helped me get all the extra content and even save a couple people, which you normally wouldn't be able to do unless you had that upgrade. I think I even saved Commander Kiraway. He actually shows up in this game if you did save him. I'm trying to think of other people I've saved. I saved the Arachnoid Queen. I tried to save Liara's mum, who was obviously the matriarch. There was Rex I saved. I really gotta go back through and play Mass Effect 1. Really good game. Oh, I even tried to save Private Jenkins. I don't know if any of you know it, but when you played through the first game, when you had a level 60 character, you could actually give him like upgrades and different suits. Like, so obviously in number 1 you could upgrade the suits you had. I gave him like the toughest suit and upgraded him completely of like the 60 points I could spend on him just to see if anything else would happen. And of course, free Geth gun drones has come along and shoot him. He's like, oh fuck. I'm like, Jenkins, no!
Cortez, I need that bird in the air. Just a few seconds.
I love how the AI's got really quality self-awareness. They just run out into the open, and I pretty much hold off most of the enemies by myself. I actually died in this video for the first time when I was playing this DLC on Insanity, pretty much just because of the sheer amount of enemies on the thing. And also getting stuck on cover in this game and grenades popping up next to you does not help. I'm just looking on how long is left on this video. It's about a 50-minute video. However, I think I'll probably split this into 2 parts. Obviously the last like 15 minutes is just the cinematic. I'll leave it at that, but yeah, it's got a lot of spoilers in it, so I'll probably put that in a separate video. But this will be the 4th and final part of the walkthrough, playthrough, whatever you want to call it. The last part will just essentially be spoilers, and you'll be able to see what happens. and that way I can kind of cut down the rendering time, because obviously, like I said, my computer's kind of screwing up and turns itself off sometimes, so if I left it uploading, it would probably screw me over.
I need some backup at the shuttle.
Okay, we're clear.
Nice work, Commander. But there's a development. We need to talk.
Whenever you see a Hydra missile launcher or a Black Star around, you're better off just leaving it, because at some point you know you're going to have a hard time, and that's when you're probably most likely going to need the special weapons.
Why not
That actually happened in, I think, video number 2 of this playthrough, where I had 2 Banshees on my arse, and I used a Black Star to save my teammates and myself. I wish my teammates could be that helpful all the time.
Then we aren't getting out of here until we find it. So how do we do that?
Well, you might be able to use a mech. Looks like it's rigged for diving.
A diving mech?
It's a Triton model. Military grade, repurposed for deep sea exploration. As long as the seawater hasn't corroded...
I'm game. We chased Leviathan this far. Let's finish this.
It's a long ways down. Not gonna sugarcoat it.
I hear you. Time's wasted.
Hold on a second. Are we actually considering?
I like it how every
need to
now and then
restore
Garrus
power
has
to
got
get that
some
cargo
kind
door
of comedy or humour.
I suppose
Same as
we are.
Liara, they always add in
These
some
old
kind of
Battle-class ships are equipped with exterior power sockets.
interesting
They use them for
dialogue,
emergency
and
repair.
if you actually go through the
You can
game,
strip the
you'll
cells
probably
from the
see
shuttle and use
the
those
part
for
with
juice. Hang on, I'll get you
Garrus
started.
and
Got a cell for you, Commander.
Tali
Find somewhere to plug
in the
that
cannon room or whatever it is. And I found that quite interesting, because obviously I don't think it works if she's your love interest. You have to do it when she's not. You just go in, it's just like, oh, we're just checking the respirator. It's just like, yeah, I see what you did there. This part can kind of confuse me. I thought
Here they come!
the
Get into the power cell,
I thought the
Sheppard. We'll
recharge
hold them off.
thing would always be at this one
I'm on it.
spot, but this is the part where I died. Not now, obviously, but the stuff ahead. At this point, everything kind of seems pretty simple enough. The one thing I didn't realise is I needed to go back to the point to recharge the gun. So not the gun, the socket. So I kind of screwed myself over here, starting from like no health, and then I didn't realise the enemies are kind of continuous. And I kind of let the power charge thing drain really fast. This is the part where I died. I actually get screwed over here by grenades. The worst thing that cover games is when the game doesn't recognize the fact that you eventually press the jump over the barrier. And hello, grenade! So there we go. First and only death through this part. Or it does almost happen actually in a second time in that exact same area. Don't you just hate it when you have those crappy deaths?
Right away.
This time I kind of figured I'd have both of my teammates just stay up on the top area and try and draw the enemy's fire. I did that actually on the second part of this playthrough. If you've watched that one, and actually drew a lot of the enemy's attention and drawed a lot of the husks to them, which really helped. And here's the second part where I roll, and if I didn't get into that fucking thing, I would have probably died. But luckily enough, I had fortification on. If you remember what I said about fortification. The best upgrade, it gives you increased armor and it's going to keep you alive longer. If I was just a normal grenade and no fortification, my shields and probably all of my health would have been gone and I would have died. I actually thought my grenade would have killed that brute in one shot. If any of you play the Spec Ops, like, well, I think it's called Spec Ops, I haven't played it in quite a while, but the multiplayer of this game, when I level up my soldier class online, when I get to level 20, I make sure my grenades do the most damage against armor, and they're like do the most damage. I don't worry about blast radius because if I have the, I think it's 4 grenades max. I think you can actually get more now, but if that was online Spec Ops Air and Gold, that brute would be dead because the grenades just tear through armor. Meaning when I get like Banshees or brutes, I just destroy them hardcore. I find that part a little funny how I activated adrenaline mode and I got that roll off just in time. Save myself from being on 1 bar of health. When you have those points when you're playing a game really annoy me. Like I said, heavy weapons do great damage and will save you if you use them at the right time. I know if I was to do this a second time on Insanity, I'd be able to do it just a hell of a lot faster. But unfortunately for me, I didn't understand how the power charge system really worked. It always gave me the choice of like doing both options here. However, sometimes it would just be only the top or only the bottom. And about fucking time.
Cargo doors are opening, Commander. That neck is all yours. It should still have weapons capability.
Hearing that gun sound actually reminds me a lot of Star Wars and the blasters. Brings back memories of what's his name? Harrison Ford and Solo. So this is coming up on the end part of this video, and I'll put up the next part, which will be the, I guess you could say, spoilers cinematic ending to Leviathan of this, and it'll also show you what you unlock from completing the DLC. So stay tuned, and I should be able to upload them both pretty quick. The second part of the video won't have as much talking, and it will just be letting you guys see what you do and what happens from completing the DLC. So cheers!